All right guys, in this next video series, we are going to be going over our favorite overhead mobility drills. So these are drills that are going to help you get into a better position overhead for those overhead lifts like your snatches, your clean and jerk, your push press, strict press, kipping pull-ups, strict pull-ups, anything where your arms need to comfortably get into a position over your head. And there's a lot of different areas of your body that are going to limit that. So we're going to cover one drill for each of those, so you are going to optimize that overhead position and have less pain when you're lifting overhead. The drill we are going to go over in our overhead mobility series is a banded lat stretch. So lats are these big muscles on the side of your back, and as you can imagine, those will limit your overhead position if there's a lot of tightness here. So what you're going to do for this drill is get a band on the rig or something up high. You're going to loop it around the back of your wrist like this, and then you're going to grab it with your hand. And then what you're going to do is sit back a little bit, let the band pull your arm out. So kind of just let it relax. Don't pull down, just kind of passively let the band pull you. And then you're going to take that same leg and reach it across your body. So you're kind of making a big C between this left arm and your left toe, right? So you're kind of curving your body all the way as far as you can. You should feel this all the way down. And then if you are super limited overhead, you might need to stay a little bit more upright in order to feel this. If you have a little bit more range of motion, you can probably stick your head down a little bit and get a little lower. So the second drill we're going to do for our overhead mobility series is an upper trap release. You're going to need just a small ball for this. I prefer a lacrosse ball because it's a little harder, but you can use a tennis ball if you have to. So what you're going to do is find yourself an upright. I'm using the rig. At home you can use a door jamb or your wall if you need to. You're going to get down so your body is perpendicular to the upright. Get the ball on that upper trap, and then you're just going to kind of massage around, circles up and down, kind of find those tight spots. And once you find a really tight spot, you can do some arm movement with that. And that's just kind of doing a little active release. Spend about 2 minutes on each side, kind of going around finding those tight spots, and that should help free up that upper trap muscle so that you can more freely get your arm over your head for those overhead lifts. Next drill we're going to cover for this overhead mobility series is called a shoulder clock. So this one is going to address your thoracic mobility, so that upper back. So what you're going to do is get down on the floor. The key here is to keep your knees up into a 90-degree bend. If you start doing this throughout the motion, then you're cheating a little bit. So keep the knees up, nice and tight, 90 degrees, keep them together. Hands together, you're gonna reach forward with this top hand, and then you're gonna try to leave your hand on the ground the whole time as you bring this all the way around. Get that thoracic spine to open up a little bit, all the way to your butt, and then all the way back. So that's 1 rep. So you're kind of reaching, holding that reach, try to keep your hand flat. You'll feel a big pec stretch here, all the way to your butt and all the way back. You can do like 5 to 10 of those on each side. Last drill we're going to talk about for this overhead mobility series is an RNT overhead squat. So RNT stands for reactive neuromuscular training. Basically all that means is we're going to use a band or resistance to make the problem worse so that your muscles need to fight against it and activate how we want it to activate when we're lifting weight overhead. Really brief description of a very complicated thing, but hopefully that makes sense. So what you're gonna do is get yourself a light band. You're gonna kind of get your arm over your head here. I guess I'll use this side so you guys can see better. You're gonna try to pull back against the band just a little bit. So on this one, you are actually trying to fight the band. And then I want you to slowly try to go down into an overhead squat with that arm. And I want you guys to try about 10 reps on each side. If you can't get all the way down into your squat, that's okay. So just go as low as you can, keeping that tension pushing back against that band.